Warriors, and welcome to another episode of the Love Your Life podcast, blog, show with me, Susie Barola, certified life and wellness coach. I am just thrilled that you are here. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful that you give me your time, and I am delivering a powerful message today that will help you because it has helped me. This is the season of love. Did you just gasp? Don't, because it's a lovely time of year to be alive and around and interacting in our relationships. And connection is the second pillar of wellness, one of the pillars. It's not the second, they're unweighted, but for some reason I like to say it's the second, but it is a pillar of one of the 5 pillars of wellness. And humans are wired to connect, and our relationships are important to us, and it is important when we're living this conscious life that I encourage us all to live, that we are putting some consciousness into those relationships. And that is what today is all about. It's an overview of the 3 necessary components of thriving relationships. There are other components that relationships can have, but if these 3 aren't all there, your relationship will just be ho-hum, or you'll just sort of be scraping by. This podcast blog focuses on romantic relationships, but it can also apply to relationships that you have with your parents, your kids, your siblings, your friends. The people you surround yourself with and come into contact with affect your entire being. They have shown the 5 people you're around most affect everything about you: your financial health, your emotional health, your spiritual health, your mental health. They say you're usually the average weight of the 5 people you surround yourself most with. Now, that does not include your 2-year-old. Your bank account is the average of the people you surround yourself with. We take on what we absorb around us. And so pay attention to those relationships. There are many long-term relationships where we tell ourselves, well, that's the way he is, or that's just the way we are. And we move through our days thinking that that's the way they are until what? Until we die, until the kids leave, until the other person dies, that we don't deserve any better. I have a better solution, okay? While there are 2 people in a relationship, one person shifting can change that relationship. So you have the power. If you always say yes when your friend asks if you can watch her kids and it stresses you out, then you can start saying no. That relationship will change. If you start telling your partner what you actually want to do on Saturday instead of always agreeing to what he or she wants to do, that relationship will shift. If you start sending your partner daily texts of appreciation, that relationship will shift. I have seen it in every person that I've worked with their relationships, and that would be every client, because relationships are a big piece of our life and how we show up. And so just I want you to have the understanding and that this empowers you, that you can change your relationship, even if it's been the same for 20 years or however long. If this is your parent, if this is your husband, you can change it just by changing yourself. So let's look at these 3 pieces that are absolutely necessary for a relationship to thrive. And then once you have these 3, you can put in other things. There are other things that I have heard coaches and experts talk about as being helpful in a relationship, but these are the 3 fundamental pieces of thriving relationships. The first piece I am calling emotional adulthood. This is perhaps the most important tool in healthy relationships. If you show up as an emotional adult in your relationship, there will be significantly less strife and drama in that relationship, no matter what the other person is doing. What does this mean? What does being an emotional adult mean? It means it's necessary to take responsibility for yourself, for how you feel, and for what makes you angry or upset. Being an adult means understanding that it's not what happens in your life that makes you feel a certain way. It's your thoughts about what happens that makes you feel a certain way. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. It's not what happens in your life that makes you feel a certain way. It's your thoughts about what happens that makes you feel a certain way. It's not that your husband brings you flowers, buys you gorgeous pieces of jewelry, or leaves you love notes that makes you feel a certain way. It's your thought about those things that makes you feel what you're feeling. In the same way, it's not that your husband leaves his dishes in the sink, his socks on the floor, and takes a while to return your texts that make you feel a certain way. It's your thought about those things that makes you feel what you're feeling. Being an emotional adult means you recognize that if it bothers you, it's about you. It's not about the other person. When I am bugged by my partner or anyone I'm in relationship with, one of the first powerful questions I stop and ask myself is, what are you making it mean? What are you making this mean, Susie? This allows me to become the watcher of my mind, to be out here. This is part of that conscious living, that I sort of step back out of the situation and I think, what am I making his dishes in the sink mean? That he disrespects me? Well, why? Why? So I get to step back and see which thought I'm thinking to feel the way I'm feeling. Am I telling myself that him leaving the socks on his floor means he doesn't respect me? Am I telling myself that him buying me flowers means he treasures me? Or am I telling myself that him buying me flowers means he did something wrong and I should start being psycho sleuth and get into all his emails and texts because something must be wrong? Thoughts I choose to focus on create the feelings that I feel. It's important for me to see that it's the thought I'm thinking that leads to the feeling I'm feeling. If you want to dig deeper into this, I've linked the link to my Emotional Adult blog. But for now, please choose to bring attention to what you're thinking and how it's making you feel. When you show up as an emotional adult in that relationship, it elevates your relationship to another level. Thriving relationships must have at least one emotional adult in the mix. You are an adult. You do not get to blame others for how you feel because you know that it's not them making you feel a certain way, but it's rather your thoughts. This is empowering and freeing. It has empowered and freed me and has proven to be the first stepstone to me in my now healthy and thriving relationship. Tool 2, or piece 2 of a thriving relationship, is what I call 1 + 1 = 3. I actually have this on my wall in a neat drawing that someone did for me. You plus you equals me. 1 + 1 = 3. In our society, this is difficult to grasp. What I mean by that is that I do me, he does him, and together we come together and we are greater and more powerful than we were individually. But I'm in charge of me. It goes back to the emotional adult piece. I'm in charge of me, he's in charge of him, and then we come together as this thriving, frigging, outstanding, bright, awesome couple. This is hard in our society. Even marriage therapists will say, hey, what do you need in a relationship? And then, like the last me, what do you need in the relationship? And then they tell the husband or the spouse, they're like, okay, you need to do this, and this is your job to take care of. No, I can barely take care of myself, let alone finally, discover that I have to take care of someone else. No, in order to thrive in a relationship, realize that it is your job to take care of yourself and your needs. Your partner is not here to complete you. He is not. He is not here to take care of your needs. That is not his role in life. Take responsibility for yourself. He's not here to make you feel happy or make you feel sexy or make you feel adored or valuable. That's all your job. That's an inside job. You need to take care of your own needs so you're not looking for him to fill you up. You're not looking externally. You're looking internally. You have it all inside of you. When I take care of myself and my needs, I come to my relationship as a complete woman, and my partner's only role is to be there so I can love him. That is his only role in my relationship. I take care of me and I get to pour my love on him. He's not responsible for making me happy. If he tells me I'm gorgeous and awesome, I can think the thought, how lucky I am to have such a supportive and amazing mate. And I do think that thought. But I don't need him to say these things. Why? Because I take care of me. I do the work on myself. Further, I am not here to make him feel a certain way. I am here to support and pour love on him. It's not my job to make him feel a certain way about himself. We are both emotional adults and recognize that we are in charge of our care and how we feel. This is why they say that you can't love anyone any more than you love yourself. If I don't think I'm sexy or gorgeous or awesome, I very well may ask him to tell me these things. The problem is, no matter how many times he tells me, if I don't believe it myself, it won't matter. When it's like filling a bucket that has this huge hole in it. Like he can keep pouring those words in, like, Susie, you're this. But if I don't believe it, they're pouring right out the bottom. And no matter how much I ask him to pour, that's just wasted energy of his. I need to do the work and show up for myself and be the emotional adult. When he takes care of himself and I take care of myself, we come together as a force greater than we both are independently. That's that 1 + 1 = 3. Think of your relationship as a team. The stronger you are and the stronger he is, the stronger the team is. Be able to stand on your own, knowing that he is there for you. You need to take care of yourself for the team. The better you care for yourself and your 5 pillars of wellness, the better you'll be for the team. I need to repeat, it is not your partner's job to complete you. It's yours. You do you and let him take care of him. When the two of you come together, your light will shine far brighter than it would have independently. The third and final piece for thriving relationships is that you need to work at it. Relationships in the beginning can be all lovely, or it doesn't even matter, but relationships take work. If we have the expectation that our life with our partner will be all rainbows and daisies, we are setting ourselves up for disappointment in our current relationship and then all the other ones down the road. Think of your relationship like a car. You have to maintain that car. You have to fill it with gas, replace its oil, clean it. We maintain our car so that when it hits a rough road or snowy day, our car can weather the storm. Committed relationships are the same way. Couples in happy, committed relationships maintain their relationship. They have systems in place so that when they hit a rough patch, the health of their relationship is strong and can weather the storm. What does this look like? They go out on regular dates. They regularly compliment their partner. They make the effort to connect every day. They recognize that there will be tough days and bumps in the road, but they commit to love and care for their relationship. This means that even if you have young kids, even if you have grumpy teenagers, you come back together, look each other in the eye, listen to what they have to say. Too often, parents put their relationship with their spouse or with each other on the back burner while they take care of their relationship with their kids. And please don't. If you don't maintain your marriage, when your kids leave, as they will, I don't have any clients, and I don't think anyone's listening to this. It's like, oh God, I hope my kid lives with me till they're 40. No, okay? So when your kid leaves, as they will, you don't want to turn and look at the other person in the room and be like, who the hell is that? When did he get here? Interesting. 18 years is a long time to just get by in a marriage. Instead, model the relationship you want for your kids to have with their spouse. Show them the importance of that 5th pillar of wellness. Stop what you're doing when your mate comes home and stop what you're doing when he or she leaves for the day. Hug, kiss, go out to dinner, dress up for them, take walks together, touch, look each other in the eye, ask how their day was, and listen. And then hug and kiss some more. Model for your kids the relationship you hope they have, and let's see what happens. Okay? Our relationships offer us an incredible playground for growth and expansion. The things that bug us in our relationship are usually signs inward, telling us things that we get to work with ourselves. And I will speak more of that in future blog posts this month. This is our whole month of love and connection. But I do want you to pause and evaluate what's going on in your relationship or your relationship with yourself if you don't have a relationship right now. Emotional adulthood is the courage to step back from what is happening in your life in order to examine your role in it. Where are you bringing drama? Where are you expecting others to meet your needs? Aside from your relationship with yourself, your romantic relationship in your life is the most important relationship you have. As a mom, we often flip it, or as a parent, and so you put the kids at the top, and then who the heck knows what else, like maybe your job, maybe the spouse or romance is on there somewhere and you're usually at the very bottom. I want you to flip that. Your relationship with yourself, number one, and then your relationship with your spouse. All right? If you don't have a romantic relationship now, this is a great opportunity, seriously great opportunity to pour love on yourself and your own relationship with yourself. I spent years working on my relationship with myself before I was ready for the connection and the magical freaking wonderfulness that my relationship is today. I don't see this as, I didn't think, oh, I'm single. No, it was my chance to dig into me, to get to know me, to see what I was doing in former relationships that was lending me sort of in this cycle, and to step back as that emotional adult. During this Valentine's season, remember that no one can make you feel a certain way. Not a spouse, not a friend, and certainly not a bouquet of roses. You do you, and your light and love will shine out and attract that mate to you and ameliorate the relationship with the mate that you already have. Let's love, warriors.